We represented a child who was a twin, one of two twins. And what was interesting about this case is that somehow I had a belief and an instinct that there was malpractice committed in this case. I had gone to at least two doctors who rejected the case, but somehow, from reviewing the records, I just thought that something was missing here. And finally, on the third doctor, and I don't check out, ask to find a doctor who wants to tell me what I want to hear. You can't do that in any case, and you certainly don't want to do that in a malpractice case because it's so labor intensive and so expensive. But I just had a gut instinct that this case there was something was wrong. And what happened in that case was that there was two twins. There was twins, obviously there's two, and the doctor examines them. And at one point, he notices that twin A and twin B, one of the twins was very different in size than the other twin all of a sudden from the last examination. And that's really a red flag that something might be going wrong because generally the twins will grow in utero evenly. And there was a significant disparity between the size of the twins. And when I cross-examined my doctor, what was happening in this case was there was a twin-twin transfusion, meaning that the twins were sharing blood, which sometimes happens with twins. They're sharing the blood of each other, going back and forth. And the defense was presenting this as a very complicated situation, that this is a twin-twin transfusion, which is kind of rare, and these things happen. When I spoke to my expert, he said, no, once you saw that disparity, you should immediately have done something. Followed up with certain exams, and then they would have pulled out the babies at that time, and they were viable at that time. When I cross-examined or did a deposition of the defense doctor who was treating her, he came across very arrogant. He came across very ill-prepared for this, like I was a nuisance to him. And then when I showed him the records and asked him, doctor, did you notice there was disparity? He looked at the records. He said, yes. I said, doctor, well, what's the next step when you notice a disparity between two twins? And he said, you ordered the next test. And I said, doctor, what did you do? And he said, I told him to come back in 6 weeks. So he was pretty much hung himself. And as a result of that, the twin B died in utero. They didn't know that, and because she was only coming back 6 weeks later. Now, when twin B is dead, it's transferring this bad blood now to the other baby. And she was born severely brain damaged. And as a result of that trial, we were able to provide the services that the mother needed to take care of that baby, to provide for the medical treatment that it needed, to provide for the special wheelchairs that she needed, and until the child actually died only a few years ago. That was something 20-something years old.